I'm Nyge, producer from South London. If you don't know me, you don't know good music. Produced for the likes of J Huss, Krypton Conan, Lock Off for Section Boys, which changed the whole game. My favourite person is probably Craig David, because, you know, that's a mad one.
Popular UK rap, trap and grime producer Nyge has made a strong name for himself in the industry in recent years. From producing Section Boys' track Lock Off in 2015 to producing tracks for the likes of Yxng Bane, Headie One, J Huss and more, Nyge has established himself as one of the best in the country.
Nyge. It
Howdy.
sounds like Nyge.
Always.
Hey, where did that tagline come from?
It sounds like Nyge.
I was making a tape with, you know, Lancey Fo?
Yeah.
I was making a joint tape with him, and this was like 3 years ago. Then he just said it randomly at the beginning of the
It
song.
just came out the blue?
And I was like, you're my friend forever. Do you know what I mean?
Oh
So
my
I just kept it. Yeah,
that's
it's good, man.
nice.
It's good.
So it came organically rather than
because I was trying to like make one, and I was like, it's not really a thing. But this now it's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's iconic, man. It's good. It's good.
It's do you know what? It's nice, especially because I mean I feel as though producers deserve so much recognition when it comes to the industry and, you know, the music, and so having your little tagline at the beginning is just
let people
know and letting people know. Do you feel like that's important for producers, whether it be up and coming or already established, to do something like that?
Yeah, always. I think it's necessary, because it's like an artist having a unique voice. Do you know what I mean? So even if sometimes you don't always need it because people know sonically, but without it, I think it slows down your progression. Do you know what I mean? You can have your tag can kind of take you further than, do you know what I mean? Then you can go, because people might just look at J5's one. Do you know what I mean? J5 and all over the world. Do you know what I mean? So it's necessary.
And the
man.
fanatics
Exactly.
and all of that. Yeah,
exactly.
Because you associate even the tag to wicked music.
Yeah.
So you know that when you hear it, it sounds like Nyge.
Exactly. You know
like
it's
you're
not
gonna
gonna be-
hear like a
exactly.
banging. Yeah, you're gonna
Exactly.
hear a banging track.
Exactly.
So music for you and production. So you was in school,
Mm-hmm.
rapping
Yes.
to start off with.
Yeah, like we all do in the playground. Yeah.
And then I'm playing your football as well on the side. And you was playing semi-pro.
Yeah.
And you was rapping, and then so was it a choice of either of the two for you, and then or was it kind of you were doing them simultaneously and then decided to go?
No, I was doing I didn't even like music, I'll be honest. So at school,
well, that's a swerve.
because I didn't like my teacher, and then it's when I got to college, my friends was learning music, and then we was rapping. We was in like a little group, and then there's a song out there somewhere. You can find it. Do you know, if you look hard enough.
Go on that. Go find it. Was there any names associated to this little group?
No, I'm still called Nyge then.
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
So you know, you can find it. It's
It
not
pops
bad.
up as
It's
a
not
little
bad.
clip.
But yeah. So then I just got more into production, because I was like, I don't really have anything to say, because I don't live in a mad place. I never had to shot or nothing. I never stabbed no one. So I was like, well, might as well. I can express myself better through instrumentals than, do you know what I'm saying, rapping.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what it come down to. And then, but yeah, no, football I was doing on the side, but it just kind of got between the two. I was like, I'm not going to go pro now. Do you know what I mean? I just didn't really believe it was going to happen. Yeah. I was being realistic still. And then.
But no injuries?
Well, you know, everyone has the classic ankle injury, you know. So
Yeah, I got ankle injury, so I turned to music. Here I am. Sounds like Nyge. Okay, so you had your little thing, got into music, and then so when you first started out, I read that people were saying at the time that your music was sounding too dark.
Yeah.
So what was it? Too dark and too slow?
Yeah.
Something
It was
along
too
those lines?
it was like, because it didn't sound like anything else that was out at the time. Really, it was too. I think people were probably saying it was too personal to my taste. You know what I'm saying? But that's kind of what has helped me in the long run, because all the songs I make is kind of similar. Like the bigger songs is kind of similar sounding, which is just what I've stuck at. I've never really tried to make something that someone else. If someone's like, oh, make me a song like this, I don't want to do that, because it's already out. Do you know what I mean? It existed.
Yeah.
You can't progress. You can't be better than something before you. Do you know what I'm saying?
And people, I suppose, come to you because they want that sounded track
Exactly.
as well. And so, was it 20 years old that you started, like?
I was
producing?
21,
So
yeah.
21.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, how soon from that age was it then that Lock Off came out? So that's Section Boys, now Smoke Boys.
Honestly, it's probably within about a year of that.
What?
Yeah, because I messaged. Sorry, I probably started at 20, like producing, but in terms of like sending stuff out, it was like 21. So I sent the beat to Inch because I was listening on radio when I was at home one time, and then I heard them on like One Extra, and you know what music was like back then. This is like 2014, 15, and then I was like, how are they on the radio? Because I thought it was just like pop stars who's on the radio, and I was like, how is this possible? And then I found like the link in his bio was like send beats. I was like, send him some beats. And then probably a year later, the song come out. I didn't even know it was coming. I didn't know any people sent it to me.
So you had no idea that was
No
even...
clue. I didn't even know he downloaded it.
Didn't you give that to a friend of yours to start off
Yeah,
with?
yeah. I gave it to about 3 people, and then they like one of them rapped on it, and then he was taking like mad long, and I was like, "What? You're not gonna send a song?" He's like, "Yeah, I got you. Then when it come out, he's like, "Oh, bro, if only," you know. But it's for the better.
Yeah,
for the better.
yeah.
So, yeah, man.
That is nuts. And that was, so that was around about 2015 or so. And I know that you mentioned that for the first 2 years, you worked for free, so you wasn't getting paid for producing. So did you eventually get paid for that track, or did you not get paid for it?
Got paid on like the side of publishing, but
Yeah.
in terms of at the beginning, because I didn't know about music. I didn't know about fees and music business, but it kind of is open enough doors for me to work. But obviously, I get it. Do you know what I mean? You can't always start off at the top and getting mad money. Do you know what I mean? I didn't really care about the money. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just did what I needed to do.
I think that's important, because I think some people feel like you can just decide to be something, and then you know that your work's good, you put it out, and all of a sudden, boom, you're there and you're making loads of money. I think what people sometimes don't realise is there's a lot of groundwork that goes into it, because
100.
even then you didn't have your tagline then.
No.
So
I
you
didn't.
went, what was it, like a year and a half before, or even longer before people even started cottoning on that you even made that?
Yeah. Even to this day, some people don't know I made it. Do you know what I mean? But it kind of helped me because it was like, because it was such a big song. It kind of, if everyone had known I'd made it, I would have been under pressure to do it again. Do you know, where I wasn't ready. Do you know what I'm saying? So where it's given me the time to, I kind of came in at the top and worked my way to the bottom and then came back up. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's kind of, rather than at the top one hit and then you're out.
In
do you
the
know what I'm
sense
saying?
of, you had that massive track, and because kind of people took their time to kind of work out that it was you.
Yeah.
Was that it during that kind of moment? Was you then kind of working on your craft in like, how would you kind of describe that period of time between the two?
I was not trying to, but I was doing sessions based on like that song could get me through the door. So it's like, because when you work with artists, they only care what you've done at the end of the day, what song you've made. They don't care. Anyone could be a producer, but like what's the biggest song you've made? Do you know what I'm saying? So when I had that, I was like, I made Lock Off. I was like, oh, swear down, like let's do a thing. And then eventually I kind of worked with like people who was making songs not quite as big, and it helped me as well at the same time. Do you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of
like both working simultaneously.
Exactly.
So what kind of track do you feel like you produced that changed things a lot for you? Would you say it would be Lock Off, or would you say there's something else?
That one, I'll say Butterflies, definitely.
Cause I just came to relax one time. They be saying, young nigga, how you act so fly.
Especially because of the timing was perfect, because musically as well, people wasn't making songs like that. People was doing the Afro swing stuff, and it was kind of like everyone was scared to do pop music if you was like an urban act, if you know what I'm saying. So kind of made it, not intending it to be anything, because initially was trying to make a soca song. If you know, yeah, trying to make a soca song. And I got a video of it when we started. I was trying to make a soca song, and then it kind of went into that. Sounded good, and we held it for like a year or so, and then that happened. And then, but I feel like with me, I managed to, production-wise, I managed to just be ahead of the curve of music. If you know what I'm saying, like from what I can kind of from what I can see. Do you know what I'm saying?
So you're not afraid to kind of step outside of your comfort zone?
No,
per se.
definitely not.
Do you kind of almost have to predict in a way the way that music is going to change within the next kind of 6 months, 12 months, or are you just kind of working to your own?
I think, yeah, my own, you know, because I think a lot of music is trendy, but people either just make the most out of that trend, if you know what I'm saying. So like, remember when it was Afro swing time, you only really had like 5 people who really made big songs off of it, do you know what I'm saying? Or they took it to another level and then they managed to run with their own stuff. So sometimes you just got to play the game, but also sometimes when it's time to show them like this is the future, you know what I'm saying? You've got to know what to do.
Yeah, put it on a plate and hope that people will eat from it.
This is it.
If it's seasoned well, it tastes good, then people will put it in their mouth and absorb it.
This is it.
And through their ears.
This is it.
You work a lot with AJ Tracey. Probably, I think when you hear of your name, I think people will often group you with AJ Tracey.
Of course.
How did that pairing come about?
My dad and his mum used to work together.
No way.
Somewhere, and then he was
somewhere.
I don't even know where it was, you know, I'll be honest, but he used to do, my dad does like screen printing, like, so he used to learn with him, like making his own design and stuff, and then my dad's like, one of my friend's sons raps, like you should listen to him. I was like, alright, okay. You know what I mean? Like, what do you know? Do you know what I mean? So he texted me I think he had a freestyle on Cyan Anderson's show, and he texted to me, and I was like, whatever. I didn't open it for weeks, and then I opened it one. I was like, no, it's kind of hard, you know. And then I DM'd him, and then I told him who I was, and then I was like, and then we didn't meet for like 6 months after that. But then when we met, it was just instant. Do you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Friendship, yeah.
And I think especially when you have like the family ties as well, it kind of makes it a little bit more personal.
Exactly.
So when you're working with somebody who then becomes almost like your family, do you ever have like arguments when it comes to creativity, or
of course we'll have.
How do you like deal with it, like, because you're obviously friends as well, so I can imagine sometimes it's a bit like because you're trying to obviously be professional, put your professional cap on, but then as well it's your friend and it's like, you're really fucking me off today, but we're actually also on a project together, so what do you do in those circumstances?
Because there's enough of us around, like, because there's me, AJ, and then there's so many of us, like, in the same kind of circle. It's kind of like, we and him will never directly argue. It'll be like, we'll argue amongst 10 people, if you know what I'm saying. So then eventually, by the time it comes back round, no one cares anymore.
Have a shot of Henny and
yeah.
Do you know
what I mean? So we've never really fallen out on anything. It's just been smooth sailing, I'll be honest with you,
Producer splits.
Yes.
Interesting topic.
Yes.
One in which some people know about. Others don't. But how does it actually work in terms of like a producer and what you would get in comparison to the artist? Like, how is it broken down?
Well, typically it's split down the middle,
right?
Like 50-50. But
Virgil.
Yes.
Lamar.
Virgil.
Do you remember that track? It's been a long time.
Oh yeah. He was hard. He was hard still.
Do you actually remember that?
No, he does.
So,
he has remember he had the cane roll.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, he was doing it early.
On the front of the cover of this album, like this.
Yeah. Okay,
great. We're back in the room. Great. Whew, not too
old.
old.
He didn't win though.
I know, really. Was it Fame Academy?
Yeah, it was. Actually, it was. No, we're old, you know.
I know, really. Okay, yeah. Back to the convo. So 50-50 down the middle.
Yeah. But then obviously there's so many different people who can be involved. So you might have a writer who might get like, I think it's 15% of a writer. A writer might get that. So, but then if you produced it and wrote it, and you know what I'm saying, and you're the artist, you might obviously get 100%. But then it depends how you want to break it down, really. It depends.
Is that what your management then will take over and sort out? Because I could imagine it gets a bit techie if you're then speaking to your busy mate and you're like, well, actually,
this is it. Well, I did this.
Yeah,
you know?
I did this.
Yeah. But it's all relative of the size of the song, because I might make.
Oh, what do you mean? So it depends on how big the song gets, or
not technically, but as in, say if I made a song with someone, just anyone, and it was like, oh, we're gonna split 50-50, cool. But if Drake comes and says to you, I'm only gonna give you 5%, I think you're gonna take it. Do you know what I mean? Because you know it's gonna do what it's gonna do. You know what I mean? 5% might be the same as the 50 that you're gonna get from someone else. So they got the power to kind of
manipulate that in
yeah,
terms of
exactly.
If you had a up and coming artist that wanted you on something, would your splits then be greater? Because
no, I don't really try to. It depends.
You don't finesse.
But that's what I'm saying. I could do it because I could say like I might be bringing more to the table than you, so I might take it in that sense rather than you
70-30
paying me up front. Yeah, no, genuinely. So it depends how you want to angle it. Do you know what I mean?
So what do you do then? I'm
a reasonable guy, you know. You
better be truthful, because you know someone in the comments will be like, well, this one time in band camp, Nyge, and here's the receipts. UK Gossip exclusive. You know what people are like? They're savage. They're savage on these streets.
No, I'm all right. I think like I'm pretty even, because I feel like if you try and shortchange people, it comes back around to you when you least expect it. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like I wouldn't have been here for so long if I was that bad of a person. Do you know what I mean? Or maybe I don't know when my time's coming. You never know.
No,
but
don't say that.
Hopefully not, boy.
Don't say that. But I mean, you've said in like other interviews that it's like not about the money for you.
Oh no, it is now. It is. It's got to be though, innit? It's got to be.
I like the honesty. Yeah, if the price isn't right, and you do see on Twitter quite a lot producers that have spoken about like knowing your worth.
Yeah.
When it comes to what you're charging and not kind of taking the piss out of yourself.
Yeah.
What do you feel is your take on that, and what's kind of the importance?
You've got to know your worth, but at the same time, it's easier said than done, because you might have, as I said, I've been doing this for like 5 years, so I know the value of what I can bring. But whereas if it's someone who started producing 6 months ago and you offer them a bag to do a song, why would you not take it? Do you know what I mean? Because it's kind of like your way in. So it's all relative. But then you got people selling beats for £20. Do you know what I mean? So it's really however you want to do it. But I feel like you do get what you pay for in terms of quality. Do you know what I mean? The quality aspect. So that's one thing that
if you're wanting a Rolls Royce but you're only willing to pay Fiat 500 money,
there we go.
And that's what you're gonna get.
I mean, your interior's not gonna be great, is it? So and then it's not gonna.
It'll get you from A to B.
Yeah, but it might not. Do you know what I mean? You could go to D. Do you know what I mean? Or E, you know the ones there. I mean E.
You can go on a tour, a tour to Alphabet. Oh my god, I'm fucking done. But yeah, no, it's true. It's How am I supposed to fucking continue after that? That's hilarious. Woo, okay, right, I've composed. Who would you say to not try and like pigeonhole anyone, but I'm going to. If you had to pick an artist that you've worked with that you would say is hands down one of the hardest working individuals that you've worked with, who would you say? Because you've worked with some amazing people. Oh. The list is endless.
Probably like Bane, Yxng Bane. He works quite hard. Very like he'll keep going. Do you know what I mean?
Really, like perfectionist.
No, I'm not even perfectionist, but like the work rate is crazy. If you know what I mean. So like you can make 5 songs in a day with him. Do you know what I mean? So
wow.
yeah, really, it's quite good. He can work as fast as you can produce. If you know what I'm saying. So that's quite good.
And I think you've said before now that you work in production by thinking of a melody first before anything else.
Yeah.
So that's how you come up with, and so do things just come into you in the night?
Any time of day.
Really?
Like sometimes I used to, not much anymore, but I used to like just get on my phone and try and whistle like a little melody on my phone. Yeah.
Right. So what's your voice notes sounding like at the minute?
Do you know what?
Have you actually got some?
Go on, I'll play one.
Yes.
I'm gonna pick a random one. Yeah.
Okay, go on.
I don't know what this could be.
Oh my gosh.
So this is me singing. But yeah,
Yeah, I catch the drift.
Ain't the best.
I catch the vibe. And then from that, you would then go into the studio so you can play.
I can't play anything.
You can't play?
No, I can't play anything.
Interesting.
Yeah,
So you literally just do it all.
Yeah, I just see music
That's
as
amazing.
like mathematical base,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean. So
Calculating and
yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
If there was anything, like, have you thought about learning to play anything?
I
Or
tried guitar. My mum bought me one when I was younger and everything, but
sacked it
I
off?
can't do the hands, man. I feel like it's,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? I look like a pterodactyl or
Oh
whatever
my
you call it. What do you call
God.
it? T-Rex. Yeah, T-Rex.
They're the ones with the hands.
Yeah. I feel like I'm like this, and then I couldn't. But guitar sounds so sick when you can play it.
Yeah.
But and then piano, I can't be bothered to learn because I feel because I can't play piano, I'll do stuff that's not like that you wouldn't learn, if you know what I mean. So where like a typical chord might be, I might play it wrong, but it sounds good, do you know, because it's not the,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? So I feel like I don't want to learn it and kind of throw off my
Yeah.
vibe, do you know what I
That's true as well. Kind of, I think creatively when you've got, I suppose as well when you've got like a recipe that works for you. Like, do you really want to start dipping your toes in other ponds?
This is it. This is it.
Do you want to go from A to B to D? What was it like working on Headie One's album?
It was sick. I literally, me and Quincy made that beat, but we made it. I think that was the last song that went on his album. We literally scraped
the last
it.
one that
got confirmed. Yeah, we scraped it in. So.
Do you get like an email or anything that like when you?
Yeah, I got the text. Literally, because I was told that he'd finished it, but we was gonna work on for his next project. And then when we made it, it was like he said himself, "Yeah, I'm gonna put it on there." So I was like, "Yes." You know, so it's good, but yeah, number one, you know,
number one.
Yeah, it's good.
How does that feel? Because you got
Mad. I should have brought it in it.
But, so we could get a picture of you just like that.
Nyge has given us an insight into what it takes to be a pioneer in the world of music production and collaboration, all without the need to play live instruments. And it's without a doubt that his music speaks for itself. Follow UK Gossip TV on all socials for future episodes.